Hello everybody, it is the Last Raider. We are back with another video, and unfortunately we're talking about this dumpster fire that's happening. I have not seen the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, so I'm not going to compliment on the show itself. I am going to, however, talk about what this means for Marvel Comics, for all the normies out there that are watching my videos. And all I gotta say is, folks, y'all need to get ready, because the Marvel Cinema Universe is going to take one hell of a nosedive after this. This was the start, the Falcon turning into Captain America, was the start of the downfall of the comic book side of Marvel. In other words, where Marvel started losing a lot of customers and started losing a lot of interest. People didn't see a whole lot of point in it, but they did see, Bucky Barnes becoming the next Captain America. There was a time where Bucky Barnes became Captain America for a bit, and it was actually a pretty good run. But now we have the Falcon becoming Captain America. And let me be frank here. I don't have a problem with Anthony Mackie. I think he's doing the best with what he's got. But I really wish we could have had a couple of Falcon movies before we could have got to this point, because now the Falcon as a character is gone. He is an original black character. The character has been completely obliterated. We have now shifted it over from Falcon to now being Captain America, which is a bit of a downgrade, because I agree with Young Ripa. It is pretty much sloppy seconds for black characters, and it shows that Marvel doesn't actually recognize black characters with any agency. They only give credence to the white characters, which is sad. But what does this mean for Marvel going forward? Well, get ready, because Marvel is gonna get racist now. Okay, it is gonna get racist. It's going to get sexist. It's going to get homophobic. And I'm not being hyperbolic here. I'm being honest. You're going to have characters that are going to be coming in, such as America Chavez, who, in her current iteration, America Chavez is a stereotype caricature of a Latina woman who talks in broken English all the time. On top of that, she has also been turned into a straight-up lesbian propaganda piece. She's not even a character in any sense of the word. You're just going to have a lot of problems. You're going to have someone running around there acting as like a ghetto Latin the whole time, punching around people. And from what I understood, the characters used to be really good. Like the characters I'm going to mention used to be really good until SJWs got a hold of them. And now, the way the SJWs have set this up in the Marvel comic universe, that's what they're going to become in the Marvel Cinema Universe. Ironheart, Riri Williams, got her superpowers. Are we going to see her steal Tony Stark's tech in the stereotypical all blacks are thieves? Is going to be the racial stereotype that comes out. Or that women have to do it, but they can't invent their own things. They got to live off the curtails of men in a sexist fashion. They can't. Riri Williams, according to Marvel, would not become Ironheart unless a white man came along and did most of the work for her. Okay, that is Marvel. You also have Miss Marvel, who, that from what I understand, people said was a good character. Also, and then SJWs get a hold of her. They never draw her like an actual Pakistani. They draw her like a black anime chick all the time. Her claim to fame has been, she helped out Captain Marvel with a concentration camp for people in the Minority Report style bullcrap. Mind you, Captain Marvel has killed Tony Stark twice, Iron Man. She's killed Iron Man twice. They keep beefing up her powers to the point where they think if they make her powerful enough, somehow everybody will like her, and that's not what makes a character likable. What makes a character likable is the decisions they make. Captain Marvel doesn't make good decisions. Captain Marvel. Okay, to give everyone a kind of an idea of what happened. Basically, and this is going to shock you. Basically, Captain Marvel finds a mutant who can see the future. And so, like most people, she decides, you know what? If this guy is going to see the future regardless, and he can't stop seeing the future, he just sees it. They're like, hey, you know what? If this guy, she's like, hey, if this guy's going to see the future, we'll use his future-seeing ability to prevent disasters. Well, he sees one with Thanos. James Rhodes gets killed in the process. Turns out Thanos just wanted to talk, but he saw the battle that Captain Marvel. Mind you, this guy could only see a glimpse of the future, and later on they found out that this is only a possible glimpse of the future. After James Rhodes gets killed, War Machine, supposed to be Captain Marvel's love interest, and Tony Stark's best friend, Tony Stark comes in there and tells her all this, that this guy can only see a possible future, and even then, he only sees a tiny bit of it. It's just a flash of that future. He's not seeing all the events that lead up to it. She stops. Oh, no, she doesn't. She keeps going. In fact, Captain Marvel recruits Miss Marvel to come in and help her with a space station concentration camp, which Miss Marvel's best friend tries to liberate the people that are being held under false pretenses, because none of them have committed a crime yet, from a superpowered policewoman, pretty much. And Miss Marvel ends up paralyzing him for the rest of his life. Yeah, if this doesn't sound not like... You're going to see superheroes in Marvel not only get racist, sexist, and very, very, very homophobic caricatures of different groups of people in real life. You're also going to see superheroes in Marvel start acting like villains here very soon. Because that's all the material. The material that's currently left, you're going to have a bunch of angry young girls screaming and yelling at everybody for no reason. As I was saying, the Marvel Cinema Universe is going to go downhill very, very fast. Because the cinema universe moves much faster than the comic book universe. And everyone that has seen this coming, from Ethan Van Sciver to Richard C. Myers to... Just Some Guy to Young Ripa. All of us have been saying the same thing. Once Marvel gets past this, if they get to the point where Marvel Comics currently is now, the cinema universe is going to bottom out. It's going to nosedive so fast. You're going to think that Anthony Mackie flew too close to the sun and his wings melted off. That's how fast it's going to fall. And it's all because Marvel wants to turn these characters into propaganda. From what I have seen from other reviews, they turned the Falcon and the Winter Soldier into propaganda. You saw with WandaVision, where Wanda takes over an entire town of people, takes them hostage, and then they try to make Wanda out like she's some sort of tragic character. You took a town hostage. She acted like a villain. Get ready. You're going to see Marvel characters act like villains. They're not going to be heroic. These are not going to be characters that are coming up. These characters, these versions of these characters are not going to be characters that you as a parent are going to want your kids to see. And as kids, you're not going to want to see them either, because they're not heroic at all. They're not heroes. They're just freaking villains. And that's where it's going to go. And I'm sorry about that, but that's what happens when Marvel takes the short term and goes full political. Marvel used to be the house of ideas. Now they're the house of no ideas. They can't get nowhere. They can't come up with good stories. You don't believe me? Let me tell you something. Miss Marvel is a younger version of what Captain Marvel used to be. Ironheart is a young female black Iron Man. Jane Goodall is going to become the new Thor. That has been an absolute disaster in its own right. She's going to be basically a new Thor. Pretty much all these characters who have been uniquely themselves are now going to have all their uniqueness taken away and turned into a mantle. It's going to have about as much... Basically, you're going to have the character that can talk to dragons be relegated to all their power relegated to a crown that anybody can pick up. The idea of, you have to be a certain person to be heroic. You have to have a specific value. You have to, when you stare down into danger and do what's right, it requires a really strong person of moral character to do that. Now, anybody's going to be able to do it. They just got to put the mantle on. And it dilutes it down to nothing. I did this in one video where I showed, we got multiple Captain Americas now. We have a black woman Captain America. We have a gay Captain America. We now have a Falcon Captain America. We have Captain Falcon. And they're doing this in the comic book universe. It is just virtue signaling to make a quick buck. And unfortunately, it has no long-term monetization. In the end, you're going to see the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to falter. It's already faltering. Saying is not doing good. WandaVision was watched for a bit, and then people began to really criticize it. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier has already pissed off a lot of the conservative fan base of Marvel, which is about half the country is already getting pissed off. And you're going to see a rehashing of Comicsgate in Marvel Cinemagate. It's going to be the God, I don't know how to make a smaller one. I guess we're just going to have to wait till the SJWs to make another gate hashtag so that we can see, so that we can now co-opt it after it's all said and done, turn it into a positive movement. At about this point is going to be the beginnings, where we are in the Marvel Cinema Universe, is when Ethan Van Sciver and Richard C. Myers, Captain Cummings and Captain Frugal and a bunch of others start making their comic book channels. This is where we're at right now. And it goes downhill from here, folks. I mean, you're going to see Marvel do some things coming forward that you're just going to look at and go, why? And the reason being is Marvel has decided to sell themselves short. They've gone for the short-term games, not the long game. But anyway, tell me what y'all think in the comments about this. Tell me how you felt about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I haven't seen it yet, and I'm probably not going to see it until I can maybe watch it for free somewhere. Anyway, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. And as always, stay safe, stay frosty. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye now.